You're listening to the Shipyard Cat Podcast, the unofficial SAFC podcast for fans everywhere.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the pod. We're here to talk about the up-and-coming game on Saturday against Man United. And it's a big game. We know this. We're going to cover it all in detail. And to join me to discuss this, we have Kev. How are you doing today, Kev?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. It feels like it's been a quick week. You know, we're rapidly approaching another match day.
Indeed, yeah. So I'll say no Robin here today, but we do know, for those that are interested, Robin is back home, which is good to see. He's just having a few extra days just to effectively kick back and recover a little bit more. So obviously, hopefully we'll see him sooner rather than later. Kev, let's kick off proceedings straight away. I want to talk in regards to Man United. It's not going to be an easy game going down there. It's a hostile environment because, as we've alluded to about certain pitches in the Premier League, their ground is very close. Their stands are very close to the ground. Pretty much sometimes it feels like you're underground with how close you are to the pitch at Old Trafford. But nevertheless, regardless of their league position, regardless of the struggles they're having, this is still Man United.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. I mean, you know, years ago, you'd look back and you'd say Old Trafford was a ground to be feared, and Man United were a team to be feared. What's changed is realistically the team you play, not the place you play at. You know, Man United are still, well, Old Trafford is still a very, very intense atmosphere. Like we said a few weeks ago, it's one of the old school ones where you come in from the corner. So you've got support, you know, opposition. I believe it's both sides of you as you go in. There's not, you know, there's no getting away from the fact you are walking into their arena. They've got a lot of talented players. You know, it's just Amarin's stubborn, won't change his ways, probably to his own detriment. You know, this is something he openly admits he will not change the formation. It's the players need to change to fit the formation. You know, I mean, he's running. We'll talk about it more in a minute, but he's been using Ahmad as a wing back. We all know Ahmad's at his best at wing. You know, and being told he's got a bit of freedom. You know, we just talk about Marcus Rashford, prime example. He was described as one of the bomb squad. You know, the Man United fans will know that that's what they referred to with Garnacho, Rashford, etc. Maino, I believe, was even linked into that as well. So for me, you look at how well Rashford's doing at Barcelona and you think, well, was he the problem? Højlund, prime example. Not under Amarin at the moment and is having an absolute blast. Champions League, I believe it was 2 goals the other night.
Like 2 goals and man of the match. Onana he got man of the match on his first game away.
Yeah. So for me, it's not. Yeah, for me, it's not the squad that's the problem at Man United. It's Man United. So yeah, look, the lads are in for a tough ride. You know, this is one of the games where, you know, you listen to every commentator and pundit out there. They've all said that United don't win back-to-back games. Well, they lost the last game. So this would be the one where Amarin's going to try and get the win again to keep doing his win-lose, win-lose, win-lose pattern.
Yeah, indeed. That's the thing for me. And I look at it as, and I'm waiting to see what people come back about this, to be fair. But for me, it's a free hit this week, in the sense being it's Man United. If we lose, it's as you said, the pundit, it's as expected for the newly promoted team to go to Man United to then lose is a given. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I know when they played Burnley took them to effectively to the full throttle, and obviously Man United got the win out of them. But still, it was more. Surely, if Burnley can take them to the metal, the performance we've been putting in, to me personally, we've been doing much better than Burnley, holding the ball better, defensively better. Yes, we've already discussed about the lapse of concentration, dropped head slightly for when we played Burnley. But from then, we've just got momentum after momentum after momentum. We surely have to go, you know what? Go for it. see if we can pressure them, see if we can force the issue, and see if we can get effectively the all 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we've got to take into consideration is, if it wasn't for Fernandez getting his penalty in the 97th minute of a 95-minute game, that would have probably finished a 2-2. Um, it's yeah, they're not doing particularly well. They lost 1-0 to Arsenal. They then got kicked out of the cup by Grimsby. They drew against
Yeah,
Fulham, got the win against Burnley, like you say, but 97th minute
yeah,
penalty. They beat Chelsea, which is no mean feat, but then flip the coin and they get beat 3-1 by Brentford at Brentford. So,
yeah,
you know, it's really difficult to sort of say how teams are getting on when you think about it. We beat Brentford, they
yeah.
beat Man United, so therefore you would think, well, surely we'll beat Man United. But then Man United beat Burnley and we got conked by Burnley, so Man United should beat up. Do you know what I mean? It's too difficult.
Yeah,
You can't base how a game's going to go off previous games against other teams. We haven't played
exactly.
each other. Um, but for me, one thing we do need to do this game is be very, very smart with our tackling.
Yeah,
Because the one thing I will credit Man United for, and mainly Fernandez, is he is the artist at getting free kicks and cards against him. I don't know if it was last season, it was a coin toss between him and Bruno Guimaraes at Newcastle for the most fouls drawn.
yeah.
They seem to be able to buy the decisions all the time. You know,
And managed to get away with the decisions as well.
well, there is that. I mean, high foot here and a late tackle there. But yeah, that's the big thing for me is we need to go there this weekend and be very, very savvy to
Yeah,
the dark arts. Robin, if he was on the pod right now, would be saying exactly the same thing that, yeah, United are an old school team
yeah,
that are still able to get the decisions in dangerous places. You've got their big money signings this summer. Embuemo, Cunha
yeah,
are all going to be looking to right the wrongs. Sesko obviously got on the score sheet the other night. So
yeah,
again, he'll be looking to try and prove that he can make it in the Premier League. For me, I just want us to be able to give a good account for ourselves. And, well, for me, ideally, come away with 3 points because that would just be an absolutely mental result against a team that we've already been written off against before a ball's being kicked.
yeah.
That seems to be the Sunderland way right now is let's go and have a battle and prove that we are here to compete, not just to make up the numbers.
Yeah, that's the thing for me, and I do agree with you that they're a team that know how to, as you said, do the dark arts, play the system, so to speak. My fears are, like, so as you said, there it's not just Bruno. You've got to look at the likes of Kobe Manu, sorry. He knows how to do it as well because he throws himself around the floor a bit. You've got the likes of Ahmad. Obviously, we'll touch on him. We know what he's like. We know how he plays. I have heard inklings he's out injured, but I don't know if that's out injured in the sense of being, shall we say, he's injured, and then when it comes to the match day, bang, he's there. Surprise, surprise. I don't think it is. I think there is possibly them just trying to throw aspersions, so to speak, out there. But I'll get your thoughts on that in just a minute in regards to Ahmad. We'll go into what you mentioned though, about resolution and staying strong and staying firm. This is where I think the likes of Xhaka will stand firm and grab the, like, obviously Reggie will do his team talk, and as he said many times in the past, I tell the lads what to do. After I've told the lads what to do, it's the captain's job to tell the team what to do. And I think this is where Xhaka will be that voice and go, right, this is how they play. This is what I want to see from you guys. This is what I want to do. And I think the other good voice for the lads will be, because I've got a feeling, because obviously we've got confirmed today, Nordy's fine, fit and well. I think Mukiele will have something to say. And I think likewise, be Masuaku. I think Mukiele and Masuaku's years of experience in the top level and Xhaka's top level will be enough to the lads. Yes, don't get me wrong. I know this is no disrespect to the likes of Talby, Isidore, who's been with us for a while and stuff like that. What I mean is these are three what I would like to class as seasoned veterans of their leagues. They know how to play in high pressure games. They've came across their rivals, so likes of Ukele, will be able to go right. This is what happened when I played in a derby. So I know it's not a derby, but you know what I mean. It's like a high intense game. This is what we need to do. We need to stay resolute and push on from there. Your thoughts on that? All of that? I know it's a lot to take in.
No, look, I agree with you in terms of, the lads are going to be making a conscious effort to kind of prove their worth. I mean, to the Muppet that leaked that, Nordy might be injured.
Mhm.
Like, what is the point? To get some followers, to gain some clicks? I get everyone wants to be the latest in the know. We just need to
Yeah.
pack it in. Like, it's 2 or 3 times now where it's been, oh, Hume's unhappy, Hume wants to leave. Oh, such and such is happy, he's gonna leave. Such and such is injured, and then they turn up on the, team sheet.
Yeah.
Like, that frustrated me, and I'm buzzing that, yet again, it's another rumor that's not worth the 140 characters it was written with. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, with the likes of Ahmad, I don't think he's injured. I know he missed the last game due to a family bereavement,
Yeah.
so I would be shocked if he's had a family bereavement, then got injured. That would be really unfortunate for the lad. But yeah, for me, it's one of these where you've got to look at. Well, Rajiv said it in his press conference. Massive, massive, you know, respect between us and him. We're
Yeah.
friends, as a club and a player. We'll forever have memories of him. But on Saturday, we're not friends for 90 minutes. And Regis has even said
Yeah.
that after the game. He'll say thank you and hello and all the rest of it to Ahmad. But during the game, he is not our friend. And that's what a lot of
Yeah.
fans will need to kind of put into a box on Saturday is
Yeah.
Ahmad plays for Man United.
It
As
doesn't play
much as
for
we
us.
love him, he's
Yeah.
on the opposite team tomorrow. Well, on Saturday.
Yeah.
Um, but look, I think, yeah, if we go at this game like we did the Forest game, I think we might surprise a few people. I don't think problem we've got is like I said earlier, is if Man United do the Man United thing of drawing fouls and falling about,
Exactly.
it will eventually it will frustrate the players, and that's where we run the risk of conceding a penalty or a free kick on the edge of the box. And Fernandez will do what Fernandez does, and Casemiro, I believe, is back as well.
Yes, I think he is. Yeah.
He obviously was suspended, wasn't he, for his 2 yellow cards against Chelsea. Um,
Yeah.
so for me, that's what we need to be really the biggest thing we need to be mindful of is conceding fouls against probably one
Mm.
of the biggest teams for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be an interesting one, and that's why, as you say, I'm going to touch on what you mentioned there about that lovely tweet that has been completely proven wrong. Is what we need to do is we need to have people just leave that kind of talk to those that are in the know. So, like, if you respectful journalists, so like say you Barnsley, who will already know this information from the club, for example, and ask Regis about it, or other journalists like that, that's fine. I don't mind them asking the question because they're the ones that you think are in the know, not just some randomers that are on Twitter that wants to spout a load of rubbish and try and make us panic and stuff like that when we don't need to panic. Um, on the basis of that as well, though, it just makes me think of certain people. Like I'm not going to call anybody out that spoke up in the press conference today, but the fact being, we get taught at school about our active listening. I don't know if you heard it on the uh, presser today. It was asked by to Regis. So, do you think Man United are for the taking? Regis answered the question. I can't say that for certain because we are playing a very strong Man United team. 5 minutes had passed. There's another journalist. Reggie, do you think Man United are there for the taking? And as you could see the frustration in his face, because he just went, as I've already said, no. And it's
What
just
it'll
like,
be,
I
that'll
get
be,
told to listen at school.
I know. What it'll be, they'll have their own articles that they write for their
Yeah,
respective outlets. So when they then publish it on whatever medium that they use, it's Heath Downey asked Regis this question, Regis's answer. And that's exactly what it is. They've all got probably 5 questions that are very similar, but they tweak the wording. Um, you listen to it on Talksport and all the rest of the radio shows. When they get guests on, they always ask the same 3 or 4 questions, and it's like you already asked that. So yeah, I get it. For me, it is one of the frustrations of the press conference. And you'd almost be tempted to say to the journalists, "How about you take 15 questions into the room and
yeah,
share the 15 questions? We would get such a
exactly.
better Q&A session." It's like when we enter the transfer window. That's round the corner now, and they'll go, "Oh, so you've expressed an interest in Wilson Isidore," and the manager will say, "I can't discuss players that are currently in contracts at other clubs." And then the next journalist will go, "So we've heard you're interested in Wilson Isidore. Can you tell us
Exactly.
anything?" And the manager will literally be like, "I just said he's already in a contract with someone else."
Exactly.
Next. Do you know what I mean? And it's exactly the same as we go through, seasons and pre-seasons and friendlies and cup matches. Yeah, they've all got their same six. I think it's about 6 questions they get.
Yeah.
It's I think they're more allotted a time rather than
I
a
think it's gotten a lot of
amount
time. I think it's 5 minutes per journalist now,
ish.
because the
Yeah,
fact being what they're trying to do now, unless, as far as I'm aware, is if it's recorded for Sky, it's longer because obviously Sky do the live
yeah,
feed and so probably Amorom's probably going to do his presser tomorrow. I don't know if he's done his today, but he might do his tomorrow and it'll be just in from Sky and it'll be fully
yeah.
played out, so it's a bit longer. So stuff like that, which I fully understand, and I digress. That's me going on a tangent for once, talking about presses and how silly sometimes they are. Um, but other than that, let's think of what we've got going forward there. Obviously, we've still got Ronaldo out with his suspension. I think he's got one more game after this game to then be back. So that'll be a good return. But for me, I say that we'll keep the same back four as we did against Forest. I think we'll keep the same three unless I know he's not back yet, is he? Diarra, he's back after
Gonna say
Christmas.
he's got a bit of time off now. Yeah, he's in recovery,
Yes.
isn't
So I'll say keep the same midfield three and then the same top three. But to me, at the same token, this is where I bring up another one, Robbie. I know we spoke about him in last week, saying would you bring him in against the likes of a Forest? But we said we understand obviously Isidore's done no wrong, and I still stand by that. Isidore's done no wrong. He is a hell of a player, and he's done well for us so far this season. When you've got a physicality team like Man United, and Man United are going to try and play the dark arts, do you put somebody of the physical strength of Robbie? And I don't mean that bad against Isidore or Mayenda, but Robbie is an absolute unit. Would you put him on and go, cause them problems, wear the defence down? We know Harry Maguire's got a lot of issues in him and very silly mistakes. Would you bring on somebody like a Robbie to go bully him, press on him a bit, make him tired, and then when it comes to the 60th minute, bring on Isidore, bring on my end, and go, right, there you go, got more speed up top now.
True. It's like I said in the Forest preview. For me, I think Robbie still needs to learn how to play in the Premier League, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, a 10-minute cameo at the end of a game isn't probably going to work. But right now, I don't think he's ready to start a game. I agree with what you're saying that he could be used to physical, benefits to us of wearing the other, wearing the Man United defenders down. But in the same vein, I just don't think he's there yet. When you're talking
Mhm.
about Man United, you're looking at, last week they played, Shaw, Maguire, and De Ligt as their back three. Um, they've got more experience in the Premier League than you can probably imagine. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, yeah, traditionally, obviously, Amarin plays a 3-4-3, or occasionally gets marketed a 3-4-2-1. But
Yeah.
dress it up how you like. Generally, it's 3-4-3. Um, what we need to work on is breaking through that middle of Agate and Fernandez. What we need is someone, probably Rig, to just sit there winding Fernandez up to try and
Yeah.
get it the other way.
Yeah.
Because for me, if you can get Man United an early card, because you've got to think with Fernandez, he does like a silly moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is one of them games where maybe we need to be better at the dark arts and try and draw the fouls instead of giving them away. You know,
Mhm.
one thing I will mention on this is obviously referee this weekend is Stuart Atwell. We've generally not done very well under him.
Yeah.
I believe there's a statistic online where it's the last four games he's officiated we've lost. Um,
Yes.
the most recent being 2-1 against Leeds, last season. Is it because he's from Warwick and he's actually probably a Coventry fan? Maybe, but I don't know. I
You
just
can
hope
you
that
can try them tears later.
I just hope we don't end up in a scenario of a referee trying to make it an occasion.
Yeah.
And as
That's the ones.
we could talk about it every week, until we're blue in the face. I just hope we don't have any stupid moments where VAR needs to get involved again.
Yeah. Exactly. No, you've hit the nail on the head there, mate. We haven't had the best of run-ins with Mr. Atwell, but fingers crossed, Mr. Atwell has got his finger out of a certain area of his body and he'll actually have a decent game. But other than that, I think there's not really much more I think we can go on about. Anything the only thing I think I've missed is the Heaven branch have got their new little bit outside the stadium now. So if those haven't seen it, I do believe I did tweet it from the pod the other day. I believe it's Joanne Youngson, partner of obviously Mr. Barnes. Um, they managed to get the memorial built, and to me, I've seen it on pictures. I haven't seen it in person yet, but it looks incredible, and it's nice to see the club have got something like that for those that have passed away and will ever forever be a Sunderland fan. I don't know if you've seen that yourself, Kevin, in person yet.
I haven't yet, but it is something that's kind of being sort of marketed out there now, isn't it? So people are going to start seeing it more on match days and hopefully get a chance to sort of experience it. The bit you have missed
Yeah.
is obviously Player of the Month nominations
Oh
and
yes.
Manager of the
You want
Month.
to go on then? I'll let you deliberate this one. Go on then.
I mean, do we talk about potentially Premier League bias? So, Player of the Month nominations this month, we've got Erling Haaland,
Yeah.
we've got Kamada from Palace,
Yeah.
and we've got Minter from Brighton, Zubamendi for Arsenal. I thought I'd get that name in there, mate. I know you struggle sometimes with the spelling and the pronunciation. And then from our
Mendy I'm
own,
fine with, but if you ask me to spell it, yeah.
and then obviously the two Sunderland players, which has got to be a first. I would love someone to throw the stats at us. Um, yeah, from Sunderland, you've got Granit Xhaka and Robin Roofs.
Yeah.
So we've got two players in the Player of the Month nomination category, and I will be stunned if we end up winning that. You would hope
Yeah.
one of our two deserve it, but I'm sure Kamada will end up winning it because of what Palace have done, drawing however many games and not losing a game in 18.
I
Um,
think it's more than likely the bias towards Mr. Haaland.
all that, and obviously, that then in turn, as we're not talking about it too often, that in turn then creates a player on FIFA. So there's probably people that want a nice Haaland card to play with.
Another Haaland.
And then obviously manager of the month nominations.
Yeah,
We have got Mikel Arteta,
yeah,
who's currently got Arsenal sitting second. Pep Guardiola for, I don't know, losing
sitting
two games
fifth.
in a row. Um, of had to be mentioned, Oliver Glasner's in there for managing to draw his way to 18 not loses. And
Yeah,
then Sir Reggie Lebris for
yeah,
obviously getting Sunderland into the top six, well, top five at the moment.
yeah,
Um, Again, 2 months in a row. That's got to be again. It's got to be a first. Newly promoted team, manager in play, manager of the month nomination, 2 months in a row.
yeah,
But he's probably going to lose out to it to Glasner for getting Palace to not lose 18 games. Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning and talking about. I mean, I'm buzzing for us, but when it was manager of the month in the championship, it always seemed to have a hoodoo that when you've
yeah,
won it, you then lost your games. So
yeah.
I'm almost tempted to say, well done, Regis, but come as a runner up.
That's the thing for me, because I know when he was nominated last month and we covered it, I believe he was apparently second in the standings to getting it, which is great, but keep it second. Because I don't want this hoodoo to hit us just yet. Maybe at the end of the season when we're like sailing high in the top of the Premier League or something like that. Yeah, then keep it that way. And as for the player of the month, they, if you had to choose, like, I mean, come on, Xhaka, Roofs. Xhaka's got 3 assists in 6 games. Roof's
In
kept
a
three
newly
clean sheets in
promoted
six
side,
games. Yes, exactly. Thank you. And Roofs has kept 3 clean sheets to a newly promoted side. I
which,
mean,
in all due respect, 6 games ago, this wasn't planned. Everyone said it's going to be one of them seasons. They're going to have a bad start. They're going to struggle to win games. They're going to struggle to save, you know, stop conceding.
yeah,
And here we are, 2 months, well, 6 games in, heading into the second month, and touch wood, so far so good. But
exactly.
I don't see us winning
Because
either of the awards, sadly.
exactly. So yeah, but no, I've spoken to certain uh, fans of a certain other team that are washed up the road, and they're like, "Oh, but we kept 4 clean sheets more than your plate," and I'm like, "Yeah, but where are you in the table?" Like that.
And
That's
this
all I've
this
got
is
to
where
say to them.
I'm not being rude, but Palace drawing games, well done. You're not losing them,
Yeah,
but you're not. It, look, at the end of the day, they won the Community Shield, they won the
yeah,
FA Cup, they're in Europe. They're not exactly going to be struggling in this division. They're just probably punching above their weight in league position at the moment, or results. But it's this is a Man United preview. I just like to throw that in there that we're buzzing that
yeah, yeah, definitely.
our
Be
player and
interesting to
managers
see
have got
people's thoughts
nominations.
on it. Yeah, it'd be nice to see people's thoughts on it, because if it happens again next month, I think we'll just might as well just get an open top bus parade just for Reggie Lebris just to walk around himself with all these nominations.
I mean, I think we just renamed the bridge.
Oh, we
Gill
need to.
Crossing, Regila Bridge, in honour of him.
Well, that was the thing. It was apparently Reggie the Bridge. Apparently, was one of the top favorite things to go for the bridge. But then the parent went, "Oh well, top answers the Keel Bridge." No, as far as I was aware, on every poll there was something different. So
I think
I digress.
it depends on the circles you're in, mate. Us being Sunderland supporters, we probably see a lot of Sunderland nominations from a football perspective, but the local councillors probably don't agree. Hence why I got Kill Crossing. But
No
look,
comment.
let's just let's throw predictions in there.
Yeah, I'll let you start, the matey. What's your prediction this week?
Yeah, so for me, I just want to get a nice win up there. I would probably say a 1-0 is probably the limit. I just can't see it being. I can see this being scrappy, and it's either going to be a
Yeah,
1-0 or a 2-1 to us.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I'm likewise same thoughts as yourself. It's going to be. It's possibly going to be for a neutral. I think it's going to be an interesting game, because I think it is going to be end to end. Going to be rough, dogged, a hard fought win for us. I think. If it is, I've got a feeling Isaido's going to get on the score sheet. I think it's going to be him, and he's going to have his moment against, effectively, to me personally, the biggest club he's faced in his whole career. So it'll be nice for him to get that. I know Robin texted in earlier, just before he, bless him, had his nap, and he said 1-0 as well. So I think all three of us are singing off the same hymn sheet this week with the 1-0. We'll just get ready for the game on Saturday and just, yeah, exciting times. So thanks again, everyone, for listening in. It means a lot, as always. The amount of people that do listen in, please, if you can, still share it amongst your friends, family, whoever. Follow us on, obviously, on the Twitter account. We've got TikTok, which is under the Shipyard Cap. Kev puts a lot of man hours behind that, so give that a lovely little follow. YouTube, once again, is Kev's baby. Give that a like, subscribe, and a follow again, because it just can't help us more than enough what you're doing there. And obviously, you can find us still on Spotify, Apple, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Means a lot. Kev, honor as always, mate, joining me today.
Yeah, no, pleasure, mate. Like I say, enjoyed doing it. Obviously, yeah, there's a lot of stuff goes on in the background to do the videos and the editing, but it's what we do it for, give people their enjoyment.
Indeed. And as ever, everybody else, we'll see you on the next one.